Are you not entertained? Kind of, but not really that entertained. In fact, this movie was only really entertaining during kind of the gladiator scenes or when Denzel was on the screen. Besides that, yeah, we got a lot to talk about with Gladiator 2 right now. Yes, Gladiator 2, Ridley Scott's follow up to his Best Picture winning movie Gladiator, 24 years in the making, and there's a lot of things I want to say about this movie. First up, the action in it and the performances from Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington, and Pedro Pascal hold up incredibly well, and the movie is just really enjoyable when they're on screen having their parts. The action in the movie, also incredibly well done. Outside of maybe some few visual effects that didn't work that well, anything that took place that was hand-to-hand combat or gladiator-type combat was captivating, intense, and was something that I really enjoyed seeing in IMAX tonight. Unfortunately, the story of Gladiator 2 feels jumbled and all over the place, and throughout the movie, I feel characters shift and accept different fates or change what their beliefs are at a whim, and they didn't really see any character building to those moments. There's some characters that are, you would think would be really hard stance and have shown a hard stance this way, and literally 2 scenes later, they're doing the exact opposite of what their hard stance was. And that is going to be my overall big critique of Gladiator, because like a lot of movies out there, this is going to be one we're going to see getting, I think, a lot of award nominations in the craft categories. Its cinematography is very solid. The production design of these sets, again, pretty incredible all around. It could make a play in costumes. It could make a play in hair and makeup. Gladiator 2, on the technical standpoint, is really sound. Outside of, believe it or not, I would say the score. This was not done by Hans Zimmer, who did the original Gladiator, and I did find myself feeling the score being very basic and not kind of magical or epic like you would expect for an epic movie of this sort. The positives, though, I do think outweigh the negatives. The incredible performance by Denzel Washington throughout only has a few specks of a little bit overacting and a little bit losing the character, but his arc and his character rise through the whole entire movie is something that I think will get Denzel a nomination for supporting actor come Oscar time. Paul Mescal does his best to be that reserved stoic hero figure, that gladiator figure that Russell Crowe lived under in the first Gladiator movie, and I actually think he does that as well as he can. Mescal's a wonderful actor, and he's somebody who probably could have been given more range to this movie if it was allowed, and maybe it should have been. Also going as an unquieted, MVP for me was Joseph Quinn as playing one of the twin emperors that may not be as crazy as Joaquin Phoenix's Commodore was in the first movie, but I thought Quinn was a really engaging and entertaining force throughout this movie, and once again proving that he was a great find from Stranger Things. Between this, A Quiet Place Day One, he has a bright future ahead of him. I mean, we already know he's going to be the Human Torch, but I have a lot of faith in Joseph Quinn moving forward after seeing this movie. And then there's Pedro Pascal, who I thought did the best he could in a very limited, bland role. This is probably one of my more disappointed features. I think Pedro Pascal as an actor has shown so much range and has shown so much positive nature and great acting throughout, whether it's Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, or other movies that he's been a part of. Here, I feel his character is just very limited by a very poor script, and he does as well as you can do given the lack of good writing around him. And that's mainly what Gladiator 2 is to me. It's a visually beautiful spectacle that has incredible stunt work and action, but it is blanketed around a script and a story that just doesn't quite work together. This movie feels like it's been cut up and parts are missing. You can get the overall gist of the story, and I think if you're going to be visually entertained and you're looking for the great, action and hand-to-hand combat type, presence in a gladiator battle, you're going to be very much happy with this movie. But if you're going for like a continuation of the first movie story or just an overall good story altogether, Gladiator 2 does not live up to that on any sense of the imagination. But even with all of that said about the story, the visuals, the artistic work, and even the acting around this movie carries this, for me, into a solid gold rating. I think if you want to go see Gladiator 2, you'll go ahead and see it, and you very well may enjoy it more than I did. But if you're going for a good story, I think you're going to be coming out of me like a little bit, which is a little bit tempered and disappointed that this acting and this production design and everything that was done superbly well in this movie was kind of wasted on a jumbled script and just character arcs and character, moments that felt like they were coming out of the blue, or it was a wild head world, a head whirl of emotions and information. I mean, there's characters that get reveals to be something else, and I'm wondering how everybody figured this out, because seemed like it was supposed to be a secret, and then it just became the worst kept secret in all of Rome. But that's going to be my thoughts on Gladiator 2 here. Tell me if you're planning to go see it this weekend or over the holiday weekend, and if you have, tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. I look forward to seeing all of you guys in the comments there, and I can't wait to see you around the channel as maybe you see other videos I have, reactions, and even reviews like Wicked Part 1 here on the channel. But until one of those other videos I see you in, I wish you all a good time.